For this video, I've had to come all the way to Russia. I'm also going to use, to help explain it, a small child's toy. Okay. Now, if we look at this, we want to understand 4 words: element, atom, compound, and molecule. Okay, now to get those 4 words is rather a lot in one go. So let's compare it with something else. If we compare it with the English language, okay, one of the biggest languages in the world in terms of vocabulary, there are, some people say, 300,000 words, and they're only made up of 26 letters. And that's the same with everything in the universe. All the substances in the universe, 3 million different chemicals, are only made up of about 95 substances, represented by the small child's toy. Okay, so there's just basically a whole jumble up of different things. There they all are. So if they're, can we see those? Yeah, those are the elements there, are all jumbled up together. Now, if we take one pure substance, okay, so in other words, we just take the red ones, the red toys. All we've got here are red ones. This is a pure substance. If we cut something up small enough, you can find pure things in there. And this is called an element when it's absolutely pure. Okay, an element. So we've got 5 little particles there. Each individual particle in an element is called an atom. Okay, so that's an atom. That's representing another atom. That's representing another atom. 3 atoms there. Okay, so an element contains only one type of atom. Okay, that means it's an element. If all the atoms are the same, it is an element. So this is an element. This is another element. All right, so this one might be, for example, chlorine. Okay, different because it's green. All right, whereas the other one was red. This is another element. This one here. Okay, this is representing another element. And the atoms are all the same in this element. If there are different atoms there, it's not called an element anymore. There are different atoms in there. So that is not an element, but this is an element. And each individual brick that makes it up is called an atom. Okay, so these are atoms. Now sometimes, in fact very often, atoms go around in little groups, clumped together. Okay, these 2 blue ones are joined together. All right, now when they join together, we call that a molecule. That particle is a molecule. So when you've learnt about particles in the past, we're always talking about either atoms, individual atoms, or molecules. Most things are molecules, they're not individual particles. Okay, so most things go around as molecules. Sometimes we can have 2 different types of atom, 2 different elements joining together to make a molecule. Or we can have the same, okay? But they're both called molecules. Now, which one is an element? Remember, an element is a pure substance. Is it this one or is it that one? Which one is an element? It's got to be the one that's pure, the one that's made of the same type of atom. Well, these 2 are different, so this is not an element. This is an element. Okay, and the last word is a compound. Now if you remember, an element must be made up of the same type of atom, so these atoms are all the same. A compound must be made up of the same molecules, which could be different, which could be made of different atoms. So if it was all made of these, 1 red and 1 blue, we would call that a compound. Okay, compound. Right, that's all. See you later.